Hey, what's up, fam? Been a pretty thick weekend for the Hiroshima fan base. We had the first two chapters of Fairy Tail 100 Years Quest. The sequel from the Fairy Tail series takes place immediately after chapter 545. Obviously focuses on the 100-year quest that Natsu and friends set out upon at the end of the manga. And I'll talk about that a little bit at the end, but for all I want to say is I was happy about those chapters because I got some of my theories proven to be true. But at the same time, with this Eden Zero chapter, not only did I have one of my theories mentioned in Eden Zero as well, but it was like almost hysterically proven incorrect and then thrown in my face. I'll get to that in a second, but obviously, kind of where it left off, they're looking for Weiss Steiner to try and get a ship so they can go try and find Mother for video for Rebecca's B-Cube channel, and they run into this young guy who's saying that's him. It obviously starts out with the whole thing with Xiao Mei, who's this little girl that's out in space, talking about how she's pretty much kind of like this narrator, and we'd find out about her later, and that time in this series isn't it doesn't really hold as much value because the end of chapter 4 it kind of went into the head and it was like 20,000 years later, but 20,000 years further, so I guess 19,000. Anyway, so what they kind of reveal with this one first, you got Shiki sporting these new goggles. I like the goggles. Haru had the necklace, Natsu had the scarf, Aki had the hood, and Shiki's got these cool goggles. And while they're kind of getting ready to fight between him and Steiner, doesn't look like Weiss is very fond of them, doesn't trust them, and what happens is it turns out when they kind of get ready to fight, Shiki looks up with the goggles and ends up seeing somebody above them. Then he jumps up, punches the ground to make this kind of pancakes shaped big chunk of floor, hit the dude after he starts shooting at him, which Steiner immediately, I keep calling him Steiner. Am I just going to call him Steiner, or am I going to call him Weiss? I think I'm going to call him Steiner. I don't know. I'll call him Weiss for now. Weiss goes, he jumps on this motorcycle, and we're keeping consistent here. Mishima likes to put his cool guy, main character, rival guy, same with Musica, same thing with Gray. They're riding motorcycles. Makes his hasty escape, and this guy who attacked them, he's trying to hype up this guy Sibber and how he's going to get his revenge for Weiss stealing from him. But Shiki's kind of chuckling because he's got the goggles on. He's like, I don't know how someone can, look intimidating and threaten somebody while they're naked. The dude just looks dumbfounded. I don't think Shiki is dumb. I think he's naive. I don't know. Either way, they're kind of going over the whole thing about the mystery of how is this guy also Weiss Steiner. And this is what I was talking about with one of my theories is HappyBot kind of mentions my whole theory that I brought in another video is that I believe that the scientist guy took a drug or some invention that made him younger, but somehow erased his memory in the process, and that's exactly what HappyBot says. And then Shiki's like, that sounds extremely realistic and likely, but it just turns out they somehow went back in time 50 years. God damn it! It wasn't just like, oh no, your theory turned out to be incorrect. It was like they came and found my theory, looked at it, threw it on the ground, stepped on it a bunch, picked it up, threw it in my face, and then gave it back to me kindly, and then walked away. I thought that was just pretty funny the way that happened, But shortly after, when they kind of realize it, they get passed up by Weiss, who's driving away again on his motorcycle, running from that dude Sibber, who's got this sick mech, the Hiroshima style mech, to where it's it's got it's even got this wizard hat on, this metallic wizard hat that has this really cool kind of big kind of grill on it. The dude Sibber doesn't look very cool. He looks pretty bland as a bad guy, but I don't imagine his physical self has to look very intimidating while he's got this really cool mech around. Plus he's got his henchmen in these little hover units with what I'm guessing are, from from what I can see, are like missile launchers or something, you know. But yeah, solid chapter. I like what they're going. I like the reveal, even though it went against my theory. You know, pretty good. So this is a good week for Machina fans. I had a lot of fun with this. No complaints. It was a pretty straightforward chapter of, you know, they kind of interact. They take out a guy. They figure out what's going on. New bad guy attacks. They're just getting into this this whole arc. But yeah, tell me what you think about this. I thought it was fun. I didn't think it was a great chapter. Obviously, unfortunately all the excitement I had was stolen by the two fairy tale chapters that came out. But tell me what your opinion is on this, and maybe even drop a comment below on what exactly you thought about this chapter. Maybe even if it contrasts with mine, maybe give me a like, thumbs up to this video, maybe even subscribe to my channel. My channel's growing pretty decently, I'd say, but for the most part, I would appreciate if you subbed, but if you didn't, then I appreciate enough that you listened to this video. Otherwise, thank you very much. Maybe check out my other videos. I do mostly manga, some comics. I almost forgot to put that in there. I just like to keep the outro kind of the same. Otherwise, like I said, thank you very much. Bye.